seriously you take what's happening around you and the country. Let's try to make it an engaging 1 hour of conversation. As the collective conscience of the nation convulses at the gruesome rape and murder of the young doctor at the Kolkata's RJ Kar Hospital, as protests continue unabated, not just in Kolkata but around the country, we are witnessing convulsions of a different kind in the Bengal establishment. In the most shameful clampdown of dissent, the Kolkata police has been on a summoning spree last 24 hours, not even sparing TMC leaders. Party's Rajya Sabha MP Sukhendu Shekhar Roy was asked to come and answer some questions today after he sought custodial interrogation of Kolkata Police Commissioner Vineet Goyal by the CBI. Earlier in the day, we saw some never-before pictures coming from Kolkata. Supporters of Mohun Bagan and East Bengal football clubs, known for their legendary rivalries, came together to take on the police, demanding justice for Abhaya. As days pass, it's becoming clear that Mamata Banerjee is losing a connect with the ground. Mohun Bagan and East Bengal are not dormitories of the RG Kar Hospital. The supporters are not doctors driven by self-interest. Today, they became the angry voice of a nation demanding to know what is Mamata government hiding. That's our debate number 1 tonight. What's there to hide, Mamata Didi? An angry nation wants to know. Also on the show tonight, a lobby has sought to deny a Ram temple float in the India Day parade that is slated to take place in New York tonight, which is Sunday morning New York time. Is it the same anti-India lobby that is dovetailing into an anti-Hindu force, and vice versa? That's going to be our debate number 2. Let me get you the headlines of the day first.
Presenting by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Padho, kuch bano.
Clamor for justice grows as doctors and students come out on the streets demanding justice for Abhaya for the 9th day, but Mamata's cops lathi charge on them. Supreme Court takes up doctor's rape murder case suo moto to hear the matter on Tuesday at 10:30 a.m.
रास्ते में नाम उतार के जस्टिस मांगता है, फिर जो जनरल पब्लिक है उसने जब जस्टिस मांगता है उसको बंद करने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे हैं। क्या इसके सब क्या बात है? हम लोग तो इसके बहुत दुख आ गया।
Aggrieved father of Abhaya speaks out, alleges that the full department is behind the barbaric crime.
अपना निजी काम है, दिल्ली आना जाना होते रहता है। आज भी हम आए हैं, अभी हम जहाँ पर है वहीं पर है।
Champai Soren, along with many of his MLAs in Delhi amid BJP switch bus, speculation grows as he says that he has kept all his options open. Fresh spat breaks out between spokespersons of the Dalai Lama and the Chinese embassy in New Delhi, spar over reincarnation. And Karnataka Congress announces statewide protest as Governor grants sanction to prosecute Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister, in the Muda scam.
Presenting by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Padho, kuch bano.
All right, the Kolkata rape murder case has sent shockwaves across the nation, and the demand for justice grows louder each day. From the CBI probe to the latest TMC, whatever has happened over the last 24 hours, here's a report. Then I come back with a panel of guests.
9 days on, Abhaya still awaits justice. They say justice delayed is equivalent to justice denied. The reason we say this is because over the course of 9 days, a lot has happened at the crime scene. First, it was demolished. Then, a mob of over 1,000 people ransacked the Arjikar hospital. All of these incidents point at one thing: evidence tampering. Abhaya's father has also slammed Chief Minister Mamata, alleging a bid to hush up the case by destroying evidence.
एकदम हम लोग का डिपार्टमेंट का कोई नहीं और कॉलेज का कोई हमारा साथ कोऑपरेट नहीं किया। जो क्रिमिनेशन घाट का बारे में बोलता है, श्मशान घाट के बारे में, उधर 3 बॉडी पड़ा हुआ था, लेकिन उसका पहले ही हमारा लड़की का बॉडी जला दिया गया। सीएम अपने रास्ते में नाम उतार के जस्टिस मांगता है, फिर जो जनरल पब्लिक है उसने जब जस्टिस मांगता है उसको बंद करने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे हैं। क्या ये सब क्या बात है? हम लोग तो इसके बहुत दुख आ गया।
On the other hand, the CBI conducted a psychological test on the accused in the Kolkata rape and murder case. The tests come after various allegations of domestic violence against the accused. In the midst of the probe, a TMC versus TMC war has broken out. After Shantanu Sen, another Neta from Mamata's fold is facing the heat now. The Kolkata police has summoned TMC MP Sukhendu Shekhar Roy for allegedly spreading misinformation. Roy had claimed that a dog squad was sent to the crime scene 3 days after the body of the victim was found on August 9th. Roy was summoned days after BJP's Locket Chatterjee and 2 other doctors, Kunal Sarkar and Arnab Goswami. They also received notices over misinformation. What has possessed the Mamata government to be abdicating all sense of responsibility and indulge in this shameful conduct of brazen manipulation?
All right, welcome back. Joining me on this conversation, Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP. He is joining us live from Mumbai. We also have Dr. P.K. Sethi. He is a leading neurologist and a Padma Shri awardee. He is speaking for the victim. And on the other side, but I hope they would also speak for the victim, even if they are going to give their own political positions. Tausif Ahmed Khan, political analyst, leans towards the Trinamool, live from Kolkata, as also Anirban Banerjee, political analyst, live from Kolkata. Tuhin, bear with me. I'll have to begin with the 2 representatives giving us the view of the Bengal establishment, both Tausif and Anirban. To Tausif first. Tausif, you know, earlier in the day, we had the father of the victim coming out and making a very detailed statement on how the family, the victim family, sees what has happened and what has been done to them. They have refused taking compensation, and they clearly said they don't trust the government, they don't trust the establishment. It is clear that the manner in which the Mamata government has handled this whole case reeks of arrogance, reeks of a conduct which is not inspiring trust even in the victim family. Tausif.
You see, this is a very unfortunate incident, the heinous crime. Then obviously we all stand with the victims and the family of the victims, and with the protesters. Mamata Banerjee has time and again said that the anger is justified, that the protests are justified, but at the same time, the Kolkata police and the administration has a responsibility to see that no untoward incident takes place, that the hospitals start running again. But all that is fine. We also have to take into account the fact that not more than 3 days ago, the counsel who is appearing for the family, the petition that was filed in the High Court, the counsel had said that the semen was found 150 gram, and then there was also claim of fractures. So all those have turned out to be not true. So there is also rumors going around And we must refrain from rumor mongering. We must rise above politics.
You said all
And
that
there
is
should
fine.
be
Sorry
no
to be
attempt.
interjecting. You that all that is fine. What do you mean by all that is fine, Tausif?
All that is fine. I mean that all that is on record. Whatever Mamata Banerjee has said, that Mamata Banerjee stands with the protesters, and the anger of the doctors and protesters are fine. But there is also a responsibility on the administration that the blockade, the strike in the hospitals must, the work in the hospital must resume. 2 deaths, at least 3 days ago, it was reported that 2 deaths have occurred due to the strike.
If the work is not resuming, are you going to vandalize it? That's what seems to be happening. And many of those arrested happen to be TMC cadres. And Anirban, while Tausif suggests that these protests are fine, the conduct of the Kolkata police and the government is not one which says that all that is fine. They are seen to be wanting that these protests stop. They are pursuing those people who are protesting, including the doctors who were transferred en masse, and of course the decision taken back after a national outcry. Anirban, it is clear that the government is jittery, the government does not know what to do, and the government clearly has bungled up.
Let's for a moment consider that the government does not know what to do, but does the CBI know what to do? It's almost 5 days now that the CBI was handed over the case, the entire details and the documents. 4 days for the Kolkata police was more than enough. You take the case away from the Kolkata police and give it to the CBI. Now 5 days have passed. How many questions regarding the investigation has the CBI answered? The people criticized, and maybe rightly so, that the Kolkata police in some cases were not in a position to answer some very legitimate questions. Fine, okay with that, completely okay with that. But
how can you be okay with that?
Questioning the CBI now.
How can you be okay with that, Anirban? Please tell me. Before I ask your questions to the BJP representative, how can you be okay with those difficult questions Kolkata police failing to answer?
For the debate. No, sir, for sake of the debate, I am saying that, let's say that the Kolkata police did not do very well. Okay, fine. Now it's transferred to the CBI. 5 days have passed. Why are you not questioning the CBI? How many questions have they answered? Who was the prime suspect if not Sanjay Rai? What about the principal and this and that? So many theories and so many Sherlock Holmes like hypotheses floating around in the internet, even in the mainstream media channels. You people did not refrain from spreading fake news as well. The point that Tausif referred to, 150 grams of semen, it was actually telecast on many of the mainstream electronic media channels without verifying a single iota of this point, that whether even this is possible or not. They simply went around spreading these rumors and lies which were initiated by some quarters who work for their own vested interest. There will always be quarters who want to topple the government, who will always want to create unrest. That is one thing of part of the politics. But when it comes to the news channels, they simply did not verify that whether the post-mortem report even said these things or not, but they simply quoted the post-mortem report and gave around nothing but lies, complete falsehoods. So this is the way you are supposed to get justice for the victim. So if the government, you are saying, is at fault, what is the opposition parties doing, and you are questioning why the Kolkata police is issuing notices? The Kolkata police should absolutely issue notices to even to those media channels who also carelessly and recklessly forgot about their own responsibility of giving news to the people and not misinformation.
Anirban, the Kolkata police commissioner, he has admitted that people have lost faith or trust in Kolkata police. He has admitted that there was an assessment failure on the third day when the vandalism happened, as it comes out now, by many TMC cadres. You are sort of diverting the debate. Tausif says all that is fine. You say for the sake of argument or for the sake of debate. But I think it's really insensitive on the part of TMC supporters and TMC voices to be using these kind of words, Tausif and Anirban, on a matter which has the nation's conscience crying, But let me ask Tuhin. Tuhin, Are you unnecessarily politicizing or ruthlessly politicizing an issue which should be left to the investigators to go to the bottom of? Are you, as Anirban asked, 4 days were not enough for Kolkata police. It's been 5 days for the CBI, but we are still not closer to any of those difficult questions, answers to those difficult questions that we want to know.
Well, good evening. Good evening, Abhishek ji. Good evening, everybody. With the reckless and rogue behavior that the Bengal government has shown in the last 1 week, it has become untenable for Mamata Banerjee to continue as CM even for a single day. And if she has an iota of shame left in her, she must quit immediately. Now, you know, they can take pride in Kolkata police sending notices to X, Y, and Z. But I am asking them upfront today, will you also send a notice to the parents of Abhaya, who have very clearly pointed out the lapses since the time that the news of her death, and not even a death, first, you know, it was supposed to be an injury, then it was supposed to be a suicide, then finally when they reached the hospital, they discovered that she has been brutally killed. So are you also going to serve notices to the parents of Abhaya? That's point number one. Now, before they question CBI, it needs to be noted that never has a state government in India's history so brazenly stood by rapists and criminals and tried to, you know, defend the real culprits. Have you ever come across a case where, with a deliberate intent to, you know, to tamper with evidence, a mob of 100 people is sent hastily on the night between 14th and 15th of August? You know, and 1 week
Abhishek,
after the crime had occurred, can you imagine that the hospital was not even sealed until then? Can you imagine that the construction work was going on in the same premises for days after the crime had taken place? So these are deliberate,
these are deliberate.
No, it's not, Anirban, it is not Tuhin's job to find out who the real culprits are. You know, in any case, Kolkata police obviously can send a notice to Tuhin also.
No, you know, I think TMC should have some shame. You know, if you are representing the TMC today, have some shame. You know, put your heads down, show some apology, show some sensitivity. You don't even have the right to talk in this manner. The entire country today, protests are taking place across the country, across the world, because of the way you have insulted India. You have insulted, and everybody, mind you, every woman in Bengal today feels unsafe because of this behavior. Finally, let's come down to how Mamata Banerjee operates.
You are living in La La Land, if you think
just
so.
10 more seconds.
No, nobody is living in La La Land. Anirban, I have to check you for the kind of words you're using. But Tuhin, hold on. Anirban, you know, Tosif. Keep rhetoric aside for a while.
They should maintain some shame on your channel.
Tuhin, keep rhetoric aside for a while. Some difficult questions, but then...
You people have been spreading fake news willfully, with complete intent to confuse the people.
Anirban.
Your spokespeople for
Anirban, it's not, Anirban, you can't prove, Anirban, there was some manipulation, Anirban, there was some manipulation of words. There was, the post-mortem report said that 150 ml fluids were found in the private parts of the doctor.
The post-mortem report from?
We did not say what you are saying.
Domain. From where did you get it?
Republic did not say what you are saying, Anirban. But I am saying
was found. I have heard autopsy experts who conduct autopsy 24/7. I have heard them repeatedly assert that the magnitude of injury was such that it is practically impossible for the injuries to be inflicted by one person. Then why was the Kolkata police and Kolkata the Bengal government insisted that they have caught hold of the culprit? Why was she pleading? Why was the CM pleading that give me 5 more days before CBI section? We got to know of it on the 14th night.
Tuhin, hold on. Anirban, hold on. Tuhin, we in fact have an expert. We in fact have someone who comes from the medical fraternity. We have someone who comes from the medical fraternity, though he is a neurologist, but he is someone... Tosif, please. Dr. Sethi, it's really shameful that we are getting into this kind of nitty-gritty, whether how much fluid was there. The fact of rape is not denied, Dr. Sethi. The fact of murder is not denied, Dr. Sethi. The fact of brutality with which the murder was committed is not denied by the post-mortem report and by whatever circumstantial evidence we have. I think it would be really shameful, and Tausif and Anirban are not doing that, to be fair, of in any manner condoning the scale of the crime and tragedy. Dr. Sethi, what message are we sending to the youth of the country? What message are we sending? What message are we sending to the nation's conscience when we not discuss the gaps that have remained, when we not discuss the insensitivities of the state in dealing with this crisis, rather than these nitty-gritties and these deflecting, diverting conversations that we are having about how many bones were broken, how much fluid was there in the vagina. I think this is really unfair to the victim's soul and to the cause of justice. Dr. Sethi.
Tell that to the BJP.
Let me say, as a doctor, as a medical fraternity, we are really shocked. It shook us really in every corner of India and even abroad. We doctors are made very differently. She was part of our family. Doctors are so attached when they are working in the hospital. It's a big unit. We work as a team. So when morning I read that she worked very hard in COVID, she wanted to be a respiratory specialist. She was the only child of her parents. I thought I lost somebody of my own. It is becoming very difficult for the doctors to go through these things.
Yes.
The crime, this was big, very heinous crime. The crime against doctors are really increasing. Part of it may be because people's expectation from doctors becoming very, very big. So in a way, it is an eye-opener that why we should wake up and find security for our doctors. We should look after. There was one word where she said, this hospital, KG hospital, was her second home. She was so attached and working in that hospital. I felt very, very touched, as if I am losing my own daughter.
Yes, absolutely, and that's a sentiment, Dr. Sethi, which every one of us shares, that she was one among us, she was our daughter, she was our sister, and she was targeted perhaps because she knew something. The brutality with which she was treated in that crime. I think, Dr. Sethi,
I feel, I have been in Kolkata, posted there as an army officer for 5 years. I saw the culture of Kolkata. I have never seen such a nice culture. Even if somebody is even tram those days, somebody's person some man's unintentionally touched a lady or girl. He'll touch her feet.
Dr. Sethi, your sentiments are shared by each one of us.
Any city.
Dr. Sethi, your sentiments are shared by each one of us, and that's why this outpouring of anger and frustration at the manner in which things have been handled. But Tausif, you see, it's clear. It's clear that the brutality with which
my request is that the justice should be done to her.
Not only justice should be done, Dr. Sethi, justice should be seen to be done, and that's why we are asking these questions. Dr. Sethi, let me take this to Tausif. Tausif, there is a reason why this brutality was committed on her. Tausif, perhaps she knew something. Perhaps she was privy to what was going on in the RG Kar hospital. She had to be silenced and made an example of Tausif. And that's why this has happened. Tausif, you might admit, you might not admit. You might have to defend your party and the ideology, but there is crime.
No, I'm telling you, this is a matter.
Tausif, Dr. Sethi, let Tausif speak.
But my request is...
Can I speak? See, this is a matter where I am least bothered about defending anybody, about defending Trinamool, about defending Kolkata police. This is a matter altogether much above politics. It is a matter of society, what is happening in the society. Such a heinous crime is committed and we all stand for justice at a personal level, at a professional level, at whatever level. But what is justice? Please understand this. What is justice? Is it justice to defend Kolkata police?
I will tell you what is justice.
Give the case to CBI and play politics over it. Is that justice?
I will tell you what is justice, Tausif.
You give one standard. No, you measure Kolkata police with one standard and then measure CBI with a different standard.
No, nobody is doing that. Nobody is doing that. Tausif, listen.
Please.
Tausif, listen. No, you have to be corrected. You see, the transfer of the case. The transfer of the case.
You don't ask a single question over Uttarakhand. You don't ask a single question over Muzaffarpur.
No, we asked those questions. If you are talking about the Ankita Bhandari case, we asked tough questions. We made life miserable for the government till the government answered those questions. The case was also transferred. And remember, Tausif, in this case also, the transfer of the case to the CBI has happened by the Calcutta High Court. And after Mamata government agreed that let there be CBI investigation. So you shouldn't be defending that. Mamata government is absolutely on board in terms of CBI transfer. But you asked what is justice in this case. I'll tell you what is justice. I'll tell you before I go to Anirban, I'll tell you what is justice. You see.
Hang the culprit.
No.
Justice is to hang the culprit.
Listen to me.
Not to play politics over it.
I'm not playing politics, for God's sake. Listen to me, we are having a conversation. We are having a conversation, Tausif, no politics at all. I gave you benefit of doubt. I say you are, I'm not saying that you are being partisan, but I'm only expecting that you not be partisan at all. Now, because you asked, what is justice? I tell you what is justice. And it's so easy to see. Justice should not only be done, but seem to be done, as they say. Tausif, so for example, Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, why could the Mamata government not have transferred him and sacked him, at least to tell the protesters that she means business? The manner in which the entire RG Kar administration and hence the health department and hence the Mamata government had handled this whole thing in the first 72 hours put paid to the manner in which the evidence should have been handled. This is justice. It was visible breach of the possibility of justice being delivered, and that is the reason why the parents of the victim even today are saying they don't trust the system.
The victim body was post-mortem conducted in front of family members. It was not burned in the in the night like they did in Hathras. No. Please be truthful of the work that Kolkata police has done. Yes, I agree that there are certain questions that Kolkata police was not able to answer, and BJP must find answer to that. The CBI must find answer to that.
BJP, why should BJP? Tohen, you think BJP has to find answer for that? BJP has to find answer for that? I mean, your government,
I mean to say CBI has to find answer to that.
No, you can't say CBI does not mean BJP. CBI does not mean BJP. Tausif, maybe Tohen would want to respond.
That is the question. CBI is questioning Subir Ghosh. Why has they not arrested?
Okay, let Tohen respond before I go to Anirban. Let Tohen respond. I'm only left with 1 more minute. Let Tohen respond.
Abhishek, I'm just appalled by the vehemence, by the defiance of the TMC. It goes on, their behaviors, they just don't seem to realize the gravity of the lapses. Will they apologize on your show today for the RG Kar hospital administration trying to pass it off as a suicide in the first place? Will they apologize for the undue promotion? Instead of sacking that man, Sandeep Ghosh, will they apologize for the promotion that was awarded to him 3 days after? Please don't barge in like this. Have some shame today.
You are lying. You are lying.
Abhishek, can you calm them down? There are important points. They are deliberately behaving in this rogue fashion so that the country does not know of the extent of lapses that has gone in.
Tausif, let him complete. I gave you full chance. Tausif, he did not interrupt you. Let him complete. Tausif, he did not interrupt you. Let him complete. You get to defend, but let him complete. Okay, Tohen.
Chief Minister's
Tausif, no. This is obfuscation. This is filibuster. Tausif not allowed. Please.
What sort of legacy has Mamata Banerjee created? People like Sandeep Ghosh, who have been charged with corruption of the worst kind in the past, including that of smuggling of bio-waste products.
That nurse is a Muslim woman. That is why your mouth is shut.
The Commissioner of Police of Kolkata, who even in the Kamduni rape case had presided over similar tampering of evidence.
Will you question Uttarakhand government? Will you question
what sort of
Uttarakhand
legacy is Mamata Banerjee trying to leave through these people? In fact, Abhishek, even Sanjoy Roy.
No, Tausif, no, I can't allow this.
You will not question.
I can't allow this. Tausif, hold on. Tuhin, you also hold on. You see,
government in Bihar, you will not question them. It's a BJP government in now, you will not question them. Rape is happening everywhere.
अरे बाबा बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट को क्वेश्चन करने का क्या बात है इसमें?
You are doing politics. Only you are targeting Bengal, not questioning BJP government.
No, Tausif, this can't be allowed. Very unfair. Tausif, this is exactly what I did not want in the debate. Tausif, this is exactly what I did not want in the debate. You see, let's
do not want to question.
Be decent, Tausif. I have extended all courtesy to you. Be decent. You see, it is not about BJP or Trinamool now.
It is.
It is not. It is not.
Ask Tuhin.
I have asked Tuhin the question about CBI, but this is not about Tuhin. It is not about Tausif. It is about Abhaya. Tausif, it is about Abhaya. You have to stop. It is about Abhaya and the manner in which the parents of Abhaya have spoken today, and the manner in which the Mamata government has conducted itself, and the manner in which the supporters of Mohan Bagan and East Bengal have come together to hold a mirror to the Mamata government and the Kolkata police today is a clear message, Tausif and Anirban, that there is something amiss in the manner in which Mamata Didi has really handled this. There is a clear case of jitters. There seems to be some nerves, and the fact that it's becoming TMC versus TMC, for example, why is Abhishek Banerjee not as vocal as he should have been, given the youth leader that he is? We'll continue this coverage of this case. It is not for us about the BJP versus TMC, not at all about Tuhin versus Tausif. It is about a daughter, a sister of the nation, and we are not going to let go of this case, irrespective of who's investigating. If CBI, tough questions to CBI also. For example, why psychoanalysis and not DNA? Because psychoanalysis is not admissible as evidence. We'll come back to that. Thank you so much to all our panelists, Tuhin Sinha, Dr. Sethi, Anirban and Tausif for joining us. And moving on, friends, to the second conversation we are going to have tonight. A major controversy has broken out over the 42nd India Day parade in New York City, as several city society groups in the country have come out openly against the inclusion of a Ram Mandir float at the event. They call the Ram Temple float anti-Muslim, Islamophobic, or symbol of Islamophobia. Significantly, the row comes close on the heels of sculptor Arun Yogiraj, who had shaped the Ramlala idol at the Ayodhya temple, who was denied a visa to travel to the United States last week. Watch this report, and I come back for a conversation.
With the dust yet to settle on the row over the denial of a US visa to the maker of Ayodhya's Ramlala, Arun Yogiraj, another controversy has come to the fore. The 42nd India Day parade in New York City has run into a wave of protest and opposition from civil society groups over the use of a Ram Mandir float. Voices claiming to be representing the civil society in the US have come out against the float, calling it hate-filled, divisive and Islamophobic. They have even written to the State Department and the US Attorney General seeking a probe against the Indian Consulate and the Vishwa Hindu Parishad or the VHP over the use of Ram Mandir float. The move follows the controversy around the denial of a visa to the ace Indian sculptor to travel to the US for a felicitation event. While the US blocked Yogiraj's visa request, it offered little or no explanation for it. Yogiraj's family voiced dismay over the denial of visa, adding that they had made all arrangements to travel to the US on the invitation to attend the 12th Akka World Kannada Conference. The fresh controversy has brought to the fore a thriving anti-Hindu lobby in the US. As the Ram Mandir float runs into a firewall of opposition in the US, the big question is, Should the US still lecture the world on religious tolerance when its own track record is dubious at best?
All right, welcome back. Joining me in this conversation, Utsav Chakrabarti. He's joining us live from Washington, D.C. He's Executive Director of Hindu Action, and this is essentially an organization that speaks for the Hindu community in the United States. We also have Dr. Joseph Chalil. He's author and publisher of Universal News Network. He's joining us live from Florida in the United States. In a bit, I believe we already have Ratan Sharda. He's author and RSS ideologue. He's joining us live from Mumbai. And we have Vivek Srivastav, whose political analyst leans towards the left, been a card-holding member, in fact, and joining us live from Delhi. And I would want to begin with Atikur Rahman, Islamic scholar live from Mumbai. Atikur Rahman, a Ram temple float was or is to be part of the India Day parade, which is going to take place tonight India time and Sunday morning New York time. And there are these organizations, about half a dozen of them, which includes organizations like the Indo-American Muslim Council, which includes organizations like the Council of American Islamic Religion, and which includes organizations like the Muslims for Progressive Values, and there is Federation of Indian American Christians. All these have come together, Atikur Rahman, to call Ram Temple a symbol of Islamophobia, and hence it should not be part of the India Day parade. As an Islamic scholar, you think that Ram Temple is a symbol of Islamophobia, Atikur Rahman?
Abhishek, I would urge you to look into this particular aspect from the point of making religiosity, bigotry, unreasonable claims in a country where people do not understand. You see, Abhishek, we in India had accepted the Ram temple after all the initial and long years of hate and bigotry thrusted upon the masses of India only as a compromise formula, so that their political advantage which the BJP took out of it to come to power, that gets over, and we embark on a different path of different achievements in the global society. Now, making Ram temple again a part of bigotry in a Western country which do not understand. This was the thing, Abhishek. Mr. Modi pointed out that India was known to be the land of snake charmers. Do you want again the Western people to recognize you as the country of snake charmers? Why?
Atikur Rahman, you sidestepped my question. The question is straight. Whether you think that Ram temple is a symbol of Islamophobia or not. Straight question.
No, I will not answer you straight, because the points raised by these people, against the people who are organizing it, that because of this Ram temple, the minorities, mainly the Muslims, were attacked, they were killed, they were demonized, they were felt. The other thing was this democratic? Was this not against the Constitution of India? My simple proposition is, Abhishek, that why only a Ram temple there? Why not the Taj Mahal? If you want to have some kind of a celebration which is a part of Independence Day, why the Ram temple only? Why the other major temples in South India are not there? Why the Puri temple is not
Okay,
there? Why
three
the Taj
questions.
Mahal is not there?
Okay,
Why
fair enough.
The tomb is not there.
Okay. You got a long opening, Atikur Rahman. Let me take this to Ratan Sharda before I, broaden this conversation and go to the United States guests. Ratan Sharda, Atikur Rahman says that minorities were killed as part of the Ram Temple movement, and that's why Ram Temple reminds them of anti-minoritism. Also, he says it's not constitutional. What Ram Temple has to do with the constitution of the country? And then he asks, why Ram Temple alone and not temples from South India or other places of worship of other religions? Now, I believe in the India Day parade, places of worship of other religions have been showcased as floats in earlier editions. This is the first time India Day parade is happening after the inauguration of Pran Pratishtha of the Ram Temple, and that's why the Ram Temple. But the first two questions, it is anti-minorities and it is unconstitutional. Ratan Sharda, according to Atikur Rahman.
I feel so sorry for Atikur Rahman that he keeps on beating the drums which are totally outdated, proven wrong, false. So it is very unfair for him to keep on calling Hindus bigots and bigots and whatnot. He has said many charges of bigotry. How is it bigotry for Hindus to struggle 500 years to take back what was rightly there through history, through every graphic details and evidence? Why? How can she call it? Because he can call it bigotry. Hindus struggled all these years, did not turn violent, and the day Babri came down, there was not a single mosque touched in entire Ayodhya. No Muslim was touched in entire Ayodhya. And who started this communal violence? I don't know to tell. So let us not get into that. When Hindus demand their rights, they become bigots. When your Waqf board starts taking land left and right, even land that was before Islam was born, you said that is their birthright? I don't understand. And for this democratic process, he is also insulting the democratic process of Indian legal system, High Court, Supreme Court, all the scientific evidence, insulting everybody. He can get away with it because we don't turn violent like the bigots on the street do that. And now coming to the larger question, why is Arun denied his visa? Because although he was a sculptor, why is denied visa? Can anybody explain from your side? It is Hinduphobia. Secondly, it is not first time. Hindu community has been demonized and wrongly presented in USA continuously for years. Here is a person from Hindu Action Group. He will tell you how it has been represented, how it has been demonized, and where the Hindu child feels, why am I Hindu? And he's afraid to go to school because he's been so demonized that he feels afraid to talk to people. Is this the kind of Hindu train that should be there? And has any Muslim or US talked about Hagia Sophia? A church converted to museum and again converted to mosque by the government fiat. Did we create the Ram Temple with government fiat? No, we went through entire legal process. We did everything possible to go through legal process. If we had been somebody like Turkey, like Hagia Sophia, would have simply declared by flat is the Ram Mandir. We did not do that. So that law-abiding person, a scientific community, is being insulted.
No, this was not inclusive. This was not inclusive of everything
and creating a backstop. Don't interfere. Don't papa between.
Not understanding.
So this entire theory that you will not speak on Hagia Sophia, you will not speak on Islamic terror attacks across the world, you will call Hindus bigots. That is a tragedy. And you will call Hindus as some kind of privileged class who have worked for
nobody has said anything bad about the Hindus
in US society.
To the best of my knowledge.
That is the
No, Vivek Srivastava.
People jokers here.
Vivek Srivastava.
Call Hindu community as some kind of
No, there is a clear case of Hinduphobia, Vivek Srivastava.
By the evidence.
Okay, Ratan Sharda, let me give an example of how it is Hinduphobic. Okay, let me give you an example of how this is Hinduphobic before I go to Utsav to understand what these organizations are. Vivek Srivastava, since you butted in, you see, the letter written by these organizations collectively says that the temple built over a mosque is a symbol of Muslim hate and hence it is anti-Muslim. The mosque was built on what?
And
where did the mosque come from, Vivek Srivastava?
What was this before mosque?
Mr.
If the temple built on... If the temple built on a place, on a place which earlier had a mosque is anti-Muslim, then the mosque which came over a temple was not anti-Hindu?
No. I think you're misquoting the Supreme Court judgment. The Supreme Court judgment very clearly said, Code ke Visheshadhikar के हिसाब से इस मंदिर का कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑर्डर किया गया है. No, I mean, if you go and read the judgment, the entire pages, finally the court decided it is a matter of faith for this nation and the scientific evidence, and for the betterment of the nation, they took a decision. So let us not go into those details, because that even Supreme Court has not endorsed that there was
I think the reason why you don't want to go into those details, Vivek Srivastava, is because those details are discomforting to you, because those details clearly mention that there was a temple which stood on the ruins of which the mosque was built.
40 seconds more. Before 2014, the Hindu community, this country, and the Hindu religion was the one that was respected across the globe. It is after 2014 that Hindus are being labeled as extremists. We are being labeled as Islamophobic. We are being labeled as Muslim haters. We are being labeled as
and let's understand, we are being labeled as Islamophobic and Muslim haters by whom? And for that, I go to Utsav Chakrabarti in Washington, D.C. Vivek, hold on. Utsav Chakrabarti, what are these organizations? FIACONA, Federation of Indian American Christians, CARE International, and IAMC. Please tell us, what is this CAIR and what is this FIACONA? Please tell us what are the antecedents of these organizations, because they seem to be speaking exclusively for the Muslim community, they seem to be exclusively speaking for the Christians, they are not inclusive multi-faith organizations.
Exclusively for the Hindu community, then you have no problem. When VHP speaks only for the Hindus.
Okay, fair enough. Hindu community, VHP speaks for Hindus. The Christian group can speak for Christian community. The Muslim group can speak for the Muslim groups and the Muslim and the Islamic faith. But then how come one can call the other Islamophobic or Christian phobic when the Hindu group is not calling anyone Hindu phobic? They are just carrying out a parade in New York, which they have been doing for the last 40 years. Okay, but let's understand what are these organizations. Let's understand what are these organizations. Utsav, please tell us what are these organizations.
Thank you. I hope nobody interrupts me when I speak, because I have waited patiently here to speak here. So please be careful and please maintain decorum. So, the question that needs to be answered here is, who are the organizations that wrote this letter? And that is the important part to understand, because let me tell you, these organizations do not represent the Indian American Christians, they do not represent the Indian American Muslims, and they do not represent any other majority of the minority communities that are being portrayed here. In fact, these organizations, especially the Council for American Islamic Relations, has a long record of being extremist, violent, and has been occasionally called out for it. So give you an example, CAIR, CARE, which is Council for American Islamic Relations, is a banned organization in UAE. UAE is an Islamic country in the middle of the Middle East. And they have banned CARE for its association with Al-Qaeda and Al-Qaeda linked groups. Okay. The American White House, let me go on and talk about this. The White House has removed.
With Al-Qaeda.
Can I just make my point?
Please do.
Have some decency, sir. I never spoke when you spoke. You went on and on. Can you just let me finish? And have some decency. It reflects back on your ideas and what you represent. So CARE has also been proscribed and openly called out for its anti-Semitism. In fact, the White House removed its names from White House press releases on multi-faith organizations and denounced CARE's executive director for openly calling on for the destruction of Israel and killing of Jews. So this is a Middle Eastern Muslim Brotherhood linked organization that has a long history of anti-Hindu hate, anti-Jewish hate, and anti-Christian hate. And that is the organization that is leading this letter writing effort. Now let me talk about Indian American Muslim Council and FIACONA. If you want to understand these,
I'll come to you, Atikur Rahman. I'll come to you. Utsav, complete.
Sir, let me finish. I'm talking facts here. Please go and verify it. And don't interrupt me. I never spoke when you were speaking. So let's go to IAMC and FIACONA. If you want to understand where these organizations' loyalties lie and who they represent, let me tell you, they don't represent Indian American Muslims or Indian American Christians. In fact, if you see their record on the removal of Article 370 and the campaign they run, they openly aligned with pro-Pakistan and pro-Hizbul Mujahideen groups after the removal of Article 370 and openly campaigned with them against India. After CAA was implemented in India, another issue that has nothing to do with Indian Muslims or Indian Christians, both these organizations aligned with the campaign against CAA. In fact, they wrote letter after letter.
That is your
to the State
opinion about
Department.
CAA. We feel differently. We feel CAA is the wrong bill. That is your opinion. I'm sitting here in India and I think
let me
CAA is
finish.
very unconstitutional.
Sir, you
Vivek
are-
Srivastava, and isn't Utsav entitled to his opinion? For God's sake, let him complete. I'll come to you.
Utsav is just talking in
Sir,
a very
I am
biased
just
way.
presenting facts
Anybody
here.
who
You will
supports
get to
the
counter him. Let him complete. Utsav, carry on.
Yeah, I mean,
Sir,
this is
I
not
don't
biased
know
what he's
which
saying.
ideological group you represent, but if the Indian audience is listening to this, they need to understand that you don't represent them properly, because you are actually quite a rude person. So I'm sorry, but please let somebody finish their point. And I'm not making.
Utsav, quickly, I have to go to Joseph also.
Okay. So my point here is that this whole issue is a nothing issue, because it's a small group of vested interests that are running this campaign. This doesn't represent the Indian American community's opinion, including those who come from the minority community.
Okay.
And this has a long-standing record of anti-India and anti-Hindu hate from these organizations. So this is something that you all need to understand.
Okay, you made your point, Joseph Chalil. In which case, if there is an organization which is actually banned by the UAE, if there is an organization which has been investigated in the 9/11 case of terrorism, if there is an organization which is proscribed by the White House for its anti-Semitic stance, and if there is an organization which is effectively acting like an ISI proxy in the United States against India, Joseph Chalil, why should the American establishment be listening to these people at all?
Thank you for having me, Abhishek. I have a great different perspective among this, because for the past decade or more, I have been participating in this parade for the past every year. In fact, I was supposed to be at the parade today. And my media organization, UNN News, is an official media partner for this event. And you can see that, many fringe elements, the French Association can call for banning the Ram Lalla float, but they haven't accepted that, and then the float is happening as we speak. The parade is beginning as we speak, so there's no value to it. So I think what we should look into it, this is not an India government-sponsored parade. This is done by multiple non-profit organizations of Indian Americans. We always had the Brahmakumaris, the temple groups, the church groups always had their floats. This is religious inclusion, not excluding anybody. That's what New York is all about. That's what America is all about: religious freedom and tolerance, not excluding, not hate speech. So this is an inclusive parade. This is going to be successful. Unfortunately, the Democratic Party is hijacked by some of these fringe elements, which you should look into the funding of these groups. You will see a common element in some of those, George Soros sort of led, whether it is Black Lives Matters movement or the CARE.
What's there to laugh about Vivek Srivastava? I think he's making a valid point. There is a clear case of lobby. There's a clear case of connections between these organizations and anti-India forces. Vivek Srivastava, you are laughing it off.
I have to laugh it off. There was one gentleman who was saying that anything that is anti-Israel, and if a group speaks against Israel and supports Palestine, then that means that that's a fringe element. पूरी भारत सरकार फ्रिंज एलिमेंट है. The entire government of India support the stand of Palestine.
अच्छा, एक बात बताइए विवेक श्रीवास्तव, एक बात बताइए विवेक श्रीवास्तव, as a Muslim organization, IAMC, for example, calls itself Indian American Muslim Council. CAIR calls itself America's largest Muslim civil rights. They are not calling human rights. They are saying Muslim civil rights. Muslim civil rights organization to enhance understanding of Islam and empower American Muslims. I am 100% discounting what Utsav told us about CAIR. I am saying let's take it at face value what they describe themselves to be. Organization to enhance understanding of Islam and empower American Muslims. Okay, fine, no problem. I have no problem, you have no problem. Now, if Vishwa Hindu Parishad in the United States says that they stand for increasing awareness about Hinduism in the US, and for that they are bringing in a Ram temple float, why are you under so much pain, Vivek Srivastava?
Because you are doing it on the Independence Day of my country. and my country is secular. We are not a Hindu Rashtra, and the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the RSS has no business.
Ratan Sharda, you get to rebut Vivek Srivastava. Vivek Srivastava said you can't have Ram Temple because India is a secular country while Pakistan can have whatever it wants to have, including terror organizations, because it is an Islamic republic.
Mr. Kim Jong of Indian politics will say whatever he wants to. Ram Lala is a matter of faith for all the Hindus, all the Indians. Everybody enjoyed it. Everybody goes there. Now Vivek's pain is that a Christian is supporting Hindus in the Indian National Parade. Sitting here in India, he's afraid, he's so much under pain. And I'll tell you what is the pain of leftists. It is for the first time that the ancient civilizations of the world, one civilization has been able to take back its place of worship and rebuild it. That is their pain, because all ancient civilization has been demolished by so-called imperialists from communists, everybody. Right? The China, he will not open his mouth.
Our Hindu minorities were attacked in Bangladesh, and after
China, millions of them.
Okay, unfortunately, I have run out of time. Vivek Srivastava, you can't obstruct and believe that you would carry your voice by this obstructionism. The fact of the matter is that there is a clear case, Ratan Sharda, there is a clear case of an anti-India lobby dovetailing into an anti-Hindu force and carrying out this propaganda. These are people who have sought sanctions against India for abrogation of Article 370. Remember, Article 370 mainstreamed and integrated Jammu and Kashmir forever constitutionally, and for these people to be acting as the handmaiden of Pakistani deep state and then to believe that they would be taken at their face value. I believe the Washington DC establishment should call their bluff, not interfere with the India Day parade. On that note, thank you so much, Utsav and Joseph, for joining us from the US, and of course Atikur Rahman, Vivek Srivastava and Ratan Sharda from India. And we could pack in only this much in this hour of a Sunday debate. Short break, live and breaking on the other side. And of course, Arnab Goswami is back with the debate tomorrow 8 p.m.
Amity University has one of India's largest merit scholarship programs for brilliant CUET candidates. Over 25,000 scholarship holders have already benefited from the culture of academic excellence and focus on research and innovation. To be with like-minded students who want to be successful, apply at amity.edu/scholarships.
Political approach.
a very warm welcome, viewers, to this edition of The Interview. And Bangladesh has been in the news after Sheikh Hasina fled the country. There is a new interim government right now. But what's concerning is the rising cases of Hindu beings attacked in Bangladesh. And in this edition of The Interview, we are being joined by the former Chief Justice of Bangladesh, Justice Sinha, who is the first Hindu Chief Justice of Bangladesh, and we'll try and understand about the situation and the extremism that is being reported from Bangladesh and how deep does it run, and is it a cause of worry for New Delhi? Welcome, Justice Surendra Kumar Sinha, to Republic TV. Thank you so much for your time. And, ever since Sheikh Hasina government has been toppled, we've seen the kind of anarchy on the streets of Dhaka and beyond. And the highlight part has been the radical Islamists who have taken to the streets. And more than 200 attacks have taken place. You have been the first Hindu Chief Justice of Bangladesh. And how do you see what's happening right now, the way Hindus are being targeted, the properties, the temples? In fact, the apex Hindu body in Bangladesh say that 278 locations across more than 40 districts that have been targeted. What do you think is really going on in Bangladesh?
Actually, I am a refugee in Canada. I am not living in Bangladesh. Whatever information I am getting, it is through the media. Like you are telling to me the rightist groups are committing atrocities after the Sheikh Hasina's departure from Bangladesh. But this sort of torture, vandalism, not only minority community but also the opposition political activities were going on since 2009. Even the Chief Justice, sitting Chief Justice, was not spared. I was the victim when I was just after the pronouncement of my judgment regarding the 16th Amendment, by which the Parliament, which was then was constituted with non-elected members, and some 50 members of the women who were not even elected, they were selected. This selection was unconstitutional because there was no provision under the Constitution about members being appointed indirectly. Our Constitution says direct election. How these members could regulate, punish the judges of the highest judiciary? More so, we had one chamber, that is only one parliament. In India, you see there are two chambers, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Even a proceeding is taken in the Lok Sabha. Some of the cases we noticed the Rajya Sabha did not approve it. Right from Ramaswamy to the Mr. Chakraborty, these are happening. There is a checks and balance. But throughout in Bangladesh, there was no checks and balance. That is the problem. From the moment I was appointed as Chief Justice, I was fighting for independence of judiciary. Even after a verdict pronounced by the highest court of the country, directing the government to separate the judiciary from the executive, it is commonly known as Masdar Hussain. The government ignored it. 80% of the judgment was implemented, but the main purpose is lower judiciary. Separation of lower judiciary from the executive hand. It was not done. Even we fought against Pakistan in 1971. In Pakistan, 1973, the judiciary, lower judiciary was taken away from the executive hand. But Bangladesh, till now, this is pro-people government they are claiming. Till now, it has not been changed. Now, if there is no rule of law in the country, if there is no democracy in the country, then certainly this type of incidents recur again and again, again and again. This is one story. The other story is, even the Chief Justice was thrown out of the country by a military officer. His name is Abedin. Saiful Abedin. He is still in cantonment area. No action is taken. I have positively stated that. He came, he directed me to resign. He directed me to leave the country. He said, "Sir, in between me and Prime Minister there is none. In state affairs, everywhere, everything, it is the DGFI and the Prime Minister. There is none in between us." So, this is happening.
You feel
Even the highest court's judges fell in the line to the chief executive. That is the desire of the Prime Minister. It is one of the shameful capitulation of the judiciary to the executive in the history of Bangladesh. All judges were called by the President on returning from which they declared that they would no longer sit with the Chief Justice. All participate in any deliberation where the Chief Justice would be present.
Right.
Practically, the judges expressed no confidence in the Chief Justice. No explanation was given. Mere wish of the Prime Minister led to the sacking of the Chief Justice with not even a demur by so many judges sealed any chance of independence of judiciary.
So, sir, you believe there is any in judiciary, in the law of Bangladesh, there is a problem which is now being taken advantage of, what we are seeing unfolding on the streets of Bangladesh and the way radicalists have taken over?
No. Just I am pointing out why I pointed out this. Even Chief Justice is not spared. Then what about the general people? He is the top of the judiciary. Then certainly they will suffer. Even the so-called activists, so-called the social media people they are taking every day on television, they are not uttering a single word about the incident of Chief Justice. Whenever my case came up, they said, because is it me as a Hindu? You know, in Pakistan, Iftikhar Mahmood Chowdhury was in problem. He was removed in 2017 March. And all the lawyers, civil society, everywhere, everyone moved. Everyone protested. And thereafter, what happened? The president was bound to step down. Because of the mass agitation against the removal of the Chief Justice. In Sri Lanka, it's Srivani Bandanaika. She was against that Rajapaksa government. A proceeding was taken in the parliament about financial impropriety. Then what happened? The government failed. But in Bangladesh, no agitation was taken. None of the political parties took any plea. It is because the Sinha was the Chief Justice. I don't find any other reason.
You feel, sir, that there is a deeper problem if we were focusing on the Hindus being targeted here. More than 200 attacks, and the way, even Hindu population has been on a decline, 7.95% in 2022 it was reported, and now we are seeing how even the apex Hindu body in Bangladesh is demanding, there should be even release of the minority abuse report since 2000, that there should be 3-day holiday for Durga Puja also. There should be, establishment of a minority ministry. But do you have any hopes? Do you think the situation is now getting worse after Sheikh Hasina's ouster in Bangladesh for the Hindus, because they are under attack? They are now fearing for their lives.
All attacks, all unconstitutional manner of this type of incidents, I condemn them. But these attacks started from before in 1971. About 300,000 people were killed. And most of them were Hindus. When there is a lawlessness, the attack was first attributed upon the minority community. After the Ersad's fall, in 1990, there was also such incident. The Hindu population were attacked. Then the temples were destructed. During Sheikh Hasina's government, about 4 or 5 years ago, they never in Pakistan or in Bangladesh happened about in Durga Puja. You mentioned about Durga Puja. Durga Puja, all the Durga Puja temples, including one temple I set up with the help of India government in my village in front of my house. It was also not spared. You would be surprised, in my village, you won't find any Muslim community house even. Entire block our community. But from the neighboring village, they came, they attacked the temple. Now this vandalism, all over about 300 or 400 temples, the murtis are dismantled. No action was taken by Sheikh Hasina government. Nothing of this. Thereafter, under Sheikh Hasina's rule, there were many incidents, Ramu, Asirabad, there are a lot of Hindu destruction. Even in Rampur, two villages, it is in some, possibly in 2016, 2 villages left for India. Attorney General Lake Mahabubur Alam, he himself told me, he was shocked. Why? Why minority? You told that about 7% or 7.50% Hindus. It was Hindus. We are in 1971. About more than 17% Hindus. Now it has come down to 7%. Why? Because there is no rule of law in the country. The judiciary is not independent. These are the main reasons. The other reason is that the impunity. The attackers, the perpetrators are given impunity. That is the main reason. If any perpetrator were given exemplary punishment, certainly it would not be, there could not be any repetition of the same incident.
Right.
This is one. So after 5th August, certainly there were attacks, and from media I came to know that about 2 persons were killed. Some temples were damaged. I have some photographs also. Even in Dhaka city, there were. In Shakaripatti, the mainly goldsmiths were living. Their stores, golds were looted away. These are the reports came to me. Some of my well-wishers sent to me. They said that you should raise your voice. I said that I'm still a refugee. This government is not calling me or taking any interest to take me back because my security is concerned. They are not interested about it.
So as you think that after Sheikh Hasina's removal, we are seeing how the Jamaat-e-Islami has again now got a boost of sorts. We are seeing radicalism on full display. You think that Jamaat-e-Islami, and with that is synonymous, with that Islamic extremism becomes very, more well pronounced and more active. Do you think that it is going to now dominate the politics in Bangladesh? Because even in BNP and Jamaat, we have seen how BNP and Jamaat has been involved in many attacks in the past decades. We've seen Hindus being attacked in Bhola in 2001, so on and so forth. There have been, many years where we've seen a massacre of Hindus happening, rapes of Hindu women happening. With this, do you feel that this is now a bigger opportunity for Islamic radicalism in Bangladesh, which will dominate the politics?
I don't think so. I am thinking about if there is rule of law, if there is democracy, if the courts are allowed to function independently, if the police are independent, certainly the perpetrators will be taken to task and the court will punish them. But all the time you are going back to 2001, I am admitting there are incidents. But what about 2009 onwards? These incidents. Now, about the Jamaat-e-Islami and BNP, I don't think it is Jamaat-e-Islami BNP. I was told about that after Sheikh Hasina's fall, initially after some Awami Leaguers also, even I have a photograph, a member of the Hindu community, they supported Awami Leaguer, they also joined with some perpetrators, they also damaged the temple. These are actually some people, we are always take the opportunity when law and order will be under not under control. They will take they loot the properties of the Hindus. Even some Awami League houses are also demolished. So these are the anti-social activists. I think we can't blame altogether upon BNP and Jamaat, but also it is the process going on. If this process is to be stopped, I think the administration should be changed drastically.
But what is really influencing these people? Who is actually, giving them this, free hand? Because there have been talks about how outside forces have also stoked fire to the situation. A student protest. It all began as a student protest, and what it turned out to be was a completely political movement. What we saw, a campaign against Sheikh Hasina, and we see that extremists taking to the street. Do you feel that there are outside forces that are involved? Sheikh Hasina has, hinted at an American hand. Her son, Shajib Wazir, has also indicated that, maybe Pakistan's hand, ISI's hand. You think there are external forces who are influencing what's happening in Bangladesh now?
It is not one-sided. It is, you can't clap with one hand. You need both hands. You talk about Shajib Wazir Joy. He was the advisor of Prime Minister. He was totally silent for 5-6 years, nothing not all. After his mother's fall, now he started talking about it. How could we? Because he was not with the people. This is one aspect of the fact. The other fact is, the students, it seemed to me, initially we are against the quota. Then thereafter, there is, I guess, there is a shift in their challenge. Then possibly they could not have done this way, could not have materialized their movement. But as I was not materialized unless and until the other forces supported them. But since I was not in Bangladesh, I could not give you the exact picture. Then I could not altogether ignore the fact that there might be some supporting hand behind the scene.
So you feel this is a cause of worry for New Delhi, sir? What's happening, especially the radical extremists, the way they are dominating right now? You think it's a cause of a worry for New Delhi?
I am not worried for New Delhi, not at all. Your Prime Minister Narendra Modi is close to me at once upon a time when I was the Chief Justice. I had opened the Law University auditorium in his hometown, that is Gujarat Law University. He invited me. India is a big country. India is a superpower. Now it is a superpower economically, politically, everywhere. We need India's support. Similarly, India also needs Bangladesh support because of the geographical situation of the India's here, 7 small states in eastern region. So these are reciprocal. So we, the people, I think, not only me, but also people of Bangladesh, most people, only a small group are agitating against New Delhi or India. But the intellectuals, the people who are conscious, they want India support.
We're short of time, sir. Very quickly, comments on Muhammad Yunus. He's a Nobel Peace Prize winner. He's a Nobel laureate, and he has spoken to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and assured that the Hindus, the minorities, will be protected. How do you see him taking charge right now of the interim government? You think that will it help the situation in Bangladesh? Will he bring in peace in Bangladesh, and but the bilateral ties will be stable?
I certainly, because he is not involved in any political parties. I believe so. He is a reputed, he is a very respectable man. He is known by all over the world. I think his claim will be right, and I support him. I will ensure that peace will come in the country and minority people should not be attacked again under the government of Dr. Yunus.
thank you so much for your time here on Republic TV. Justice Sinha, thank you so much. We look forward to talking to you soon. And of course, let's hope for the best for the situation in Bangladesh. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Director, the taste of success.
खुशी हो रही बेटा चूरमा मलाई का हलवा लाल लस्सी दही चटनी पुदीना ये खाया करे खुशी हो रही बेटा और भाई ज्यादा खुशी तब बढ़िया हो रही है बेटी ने बढ़िया कर रखे है देश ने मान सम्मान खूब कर रखे वार्ड में भाई
गांव में जाके अब क्या खिलाएंगे बेटी को
चूरमा मलाई का हलवा लाल लस्सी दही चटनी पुदीना ये खाया करे
विनेश के लिए क्या कहेंगे क्या जो अच्छे सब
बेटा बैठ तो बढ़िया करी देश ने बढ़िया मॉडल ले
Former Jharkhand Chief Minister and JMM leader Champai Soren arrived in Delhi, fueling speculation about a possible shift to the BJP. However, Soren clarified that his visit was for personal reasons as of now.
देखिए, हमने बोल दिया जहाँ पर अभी है वहीं पर है। हमने बोल दिया हम निजी काम के लिए काम में आए हैं और हम जहाँ पर है वहीं पर है।
Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami met with Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen at his residence in Dehradun today. This comes after the rising badminton star missed a historic men's singles bronze medal at the Paris Olympics badminton tournament after losing to Lee Zijia of Malaysia.
बात इमोशनल स्लोगन्स की होती तो आई वॉज द लास्ट पर्सन टू ज्वाइन द बीजेपी बट आज इमोशन की बात नहीं है वी नीड डेवलपमेंट वी नीड progress we need tourism we need rail connectivity we need air connectivity so the issues of our region they remain unaddressed and we expect that this government जहाँ मोदी जी का ये मंत्र है सबका साथ सबका विश्वास सबका विकास तो आई होप दैट विल बी implemented in later and separate in that particular region.
Now, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami met with Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen at his residence in Dehradun today. This comes after the rising badminton star missed his historic men's singles bronze medal at the Paris Olympics after losing to Lee Zijia of Malaysia.
अच्छा टूर्नामेंट रहा मेरे लिए मैं चाहूँगा कि ऐसे ही और अच्छा करते रहूँ और अपने देश का और उत्तराखंड का नाम रोशन करता रहूँ और ये जो टूर्नामेंट रहा है इससे मुझे काफ़ी सीख भी मिली है आगे के लिए तो मैं चाहूँगा कि इससे सीख लूँ और आगे और अच्छा करूँ
Buyers of flats in a society of Greater Noida West staged a protest on Saturday due to stalled construction. The buyers said that despite the completion of the 3 remaining towers, there has been no progress and that they have not been given possessions despite having made the payments and that they had booked the flats almost a decade back in 2014.
From the line of control to the Indo-Myanmar border, the Assam Rifles stands as a formidable shield, acting as the sentinels of Northeast. The Rifle Women of Assam Rifles stands as a testament to the commitment the force has towards women empowerment. Republic TV had the opportunity to spend a day to document their story of courage and commitment.
Overlooking the mountain line of Kohima, we are now at the IZI headquarters here, and here you can see the Rifle women are starting their day with the morning PT. How the PTs are conducted, what are the routines that follow? To know more on this, we are joined by Subedar Major साहब here. साहब आपका नाम?
अब्दुल गनी।
सुबेदार साहब, यहाँ पर जो आप लोग यहाँ पे करा रहे हैं अभी, थोड़ा विस्तार में बताएंगे हमारे दर्शकों के लिए कि कैसे सरिया क्या होता है, दिनचर्या जो पीटी से शुरू, अभी क्या कर रहे हैं ये लोग?
अभी जिस तरह से सेना में राइफल ओमेनों का रूटीन ऑर्डर होता है, सुबह हम लोग इनको पीटी के लिए यहाँ पर फालिम करते हैं अपने जवानों के साथ, और इनको ऐसे रेगुलर हफ्ते में 6 दिन इनकी पीटी होती है। पीटी 2 प्रकार के किए जाते हैं, एक होता है नॉर्मल पीटी, एक फिजिकल इफिशिएंसी टेस्ट जिसको बोलते हैं बीपीटी। तो इनको हमने पीटी के लिए ग्राउंड में लाए हैं और जवानों के साथ मिलके ये लोग नॉर्मल पीटी दिनचर्या के हिसाब से सुबह 1 घंटे का पीटी इनका होता है, ताकि इनका फिजिकल फिटनेस अच्छा रहे और ये किसी भी कॉम्बैट के ट्रेनिंग के दौरान या किसी ऑपरेशन में कमी ना रह जाए। इसको मद्देनज़र रखते हुए उसी प्रकार से इनको हमने पीटी के लिए प्रेरित करते हैं। साथ ही साथ इनको और हमने योगा भी मेडिटेशन कराते हैं, ताकि अपनी मेंटलिटी फिट रहे और अपने काम में तन मन धन से उसको कायम करें।
The day begins before dawn. In the barracks, the Rifle Women of Assam Rifles wake up to face a rigorous schedule, reflecting their unwavering dedication to the service. By 5:30 a.m., they are on the PT ground, ready to push their limits.
चाहे रेगिस्तान की धूप हो या फिर हिमालय की कपकपाती ठंड या फिर नागालैंड के घने जंगल, हमारे असम राइफल्स के जो जावास राइफल वुमेन हैं, उनके बुलंद, उनके संकल्प और उनके जोश को कोई हिला नहीं सकते हैं। और यही एक ख़ास वजह है कि उनका दिनचर्या सुबह 5:30 बजे से शुरू होता है। सुबह 5:30 बजे उनको यहाँ पर आकर के पीटी फील्ड में हाजिर होना पड़ता है, यानी कि 4:30 से 5 बजे के बीच में उनको अपने बिस्तर छोड़ना पड़ता है।
The grit and determination is unmatched. With relentless training and physical endurance beyond words, the Rifle Women stand tall, shoulder to shoulder with the male officers.
Every exercise here starts with a demo, and here you can see Rifle woman Poonam, who is a PTI, that is a physical training instructor, and she has done a specialized course on it, is instructing her platoon, is instructing the Rifle women of Assam Rifles on how to do a proper push-up. And here you can see the Rifle woman in position doing their push-ups, and she continues to inspect as the push-ups happens here. यहाँ पर हमारे साथ राइफल वुमन पूनम जी जुड़े हैं और इनसे हम जानना चाहेंगे कि किस तरह से खास तौर पर इंस्ट्रक्शन दिए जाते हैं और डेमो क्यों दिखाए जाते हैं। पूनम जी क्या कहेंगे?
सबसे पहले फिजिकल के लिए वार्म अप किया जाता है बॉडी को, ताकि बॉडी में किसी प्रकार के चोट ना पहुंचे, इसलिए डेमो पहले दिखाया जाता है एज ए इंस्ट्रक्टर। उसके बाद उनको करने के लिए बोला जाता है प्रॉपर करने से पहले उसको डेमो एक बार दिखाया जाता है कैसे डेमो होता है करके। अगर डेमो नहीं हो रहा है तो उनसे एक बार कराए, फिर उसके बाद उनका जो मिस्टेक हो रहा है उनको सुधारने की कोशिश किया जाता है,
क्योंकि गलत तरीके से करने पर कभी कभी चोट भी लग सकते हैं, तो इन चीज़ों का भी आप लोग खास ध्यान रखते हो?
हाँ, पहले प्रैक्टिस करने के बाद एक बार दिखाया जाता है, उसके बाद वो जो गलत कर रहे हैं उनको सुधारने के लिए हमें उसको एक बार करवाने के लिए दिखाया जाता है। उसके बाद हम उसको देखते हैं कि अगर गलत कर रहे हैं तो उसको सुधारे।
यहाँ पर हम लोगों को पता चला है कि आप अपने पुशअप्स के लिए बहुत ही जाने जाते हैं। यहाँ पर थोड़ा आप अपना पुशअप्स का यदि डेमो हमको और हमारे दर्शकों के लिए दिखाएंगे तो। पूनम यहाँ पर आपके सामने है और ये आप पुशअप्स का एक डेमो दिखाने वाले हैं। आपको बता दें कि ये जो पुशअप्स करती है, ये जितनी बार पुशअप करते हैं उतना बार तो कोई लड़का भी शायद ना कर पाएगा। राइफल मैन भी इनके सामने हार मान लेते हैं।
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24।
सी द जोश, कितना जोश होना पड़ेगा। एक दो नहीं, लगभग 35 बार पुशअप किया। 35 बार पुशअप। कभी कभी एक राइफल मैन भी यहाँ पर नहीं कर पाते हैं और यही वजह है, यही एक जस्ट नमूना है जो असम राइफल्स के राइफल वुमेन को सबसे अलग खड़ा रखते हैं।
It is 7 a.m. when the mess opens for breakfast. It is time for sustenance and camaraderie when rifle women fuel up for the demanding day ahead.
A healthy mind and a healthy body needs healthy diet, and that is the reason why today we are now at the dining hall here to explore what the rifle women of Assam Rifles eats. What is their daily routine? That is what we are tracking today, and today we will bring you a glimpse of what they eat to keep themselves fit. Here you can see this dining hall is very hygiene. They are being served food, and this is the breakfast is being served along with milk. They have khichdi, they have achar and boiled eggs. These are the items which is being served in today's breakfast here. आज क्या बनाया है यहाँ पर? रागी है सर। रागी बनाया है, बाजरा का उपमा बनाया है आज। They have cooked upma today here and we are going to enjoy the food with the rifle women of Assam Rifles. We will also try to interact with them on what is their daily routine or how they proceed with the day. ब्रेकफास्ट के लिए जब आते हैं टाइमिंग वगैरह कुछ निर्धारित होता है समय कि इतने बजे से इतना बजे जाना है?
हाँ, यहाँ पे लगभग सभी चीज़ का ना टाइम निर्धारित होता है पहले से ही। फर्स्ट हमारा पीटी, फॉल इन पीटी, और उसके बाद हमारा ब्रेकफास्ट टाइम है 7 बजे। 7 बजे से लेकर 7:40 तक हमारा ब्रेकफास्ट टाइम है। देन उसके बाद हमारा नेक्स्ट पीरियड होता है जो कि 8 बजे होता है। उस टाइम में हमारा पहले से ही आदेश दिया रहता है कि अगले दिन हमें क्या करना है, नहीं करना है, तो उस हिसाब से हमारा कार्यवाही होता है।
अभी आज ब्रेकफास्ट के बाद आप लोग का कार्रवाई क्या है, क्या करने के लिए?
अभी हम सबसे पहले ब्रेकफास्ट के बाद आज हमारा फायरिंग है, तो इसके लिए पहले हम कोट से वेपन को निकालेंगे। उसके बाद उसका हम लोग इंश्योर करेंगे कि वो वेपन सही हो, उसके बाद हम फायरिंग के लिए जाएंगे.
After a hearty breakfast, now we will be heading with the riflewomen of Assam Rifles to the firing range where they will be practicing their firing. It was a very hearty meal that we had, and you can also see the riflewomen now cleaning their dishes. And from here they will first proceed to the armory where they will get their weapons, and after checking their weapons they will head to the firing range.
AK-47 4, इंसान राइफल 4, पिस्टल 4, इंसान LMG 4, फायरिंग के लिए तैयार है.
The firing range, a place where the rifle women hone their skills and master their bull's-eye accuracy.
From the mess, we have now reached the firing range where the rifle women will be practicing firing here at the firing range inside the IGR compound in Kohima, equipped with sophisticated arms and ammunitions ranging from AK series rifle to INSAS to 9mm pistols. The riflewomen are here taking position as they will now proceed towards their position to practice the firing in the firing.
Target number 3, 5 round, 4.
In face of an enemy, they must never waver or miss their mark. Their training forges them into unyielding warriors. Their resolve as unbreakable as their raw courage. Major Sagar, the firing officer, guides them through intricate drills, emphasizing the importance of accuracy and discipline in every shot.
We are at the firing range, and you can see the count being carried out by the riflewomen as they take position. They are taking the kneeling position. We have Major Sagar with us, who is the firing officer here. Major Sagar, what is the role of target shooting practice in the Assam Rifles?
Firstly, I will tell you that weapon handling is the basic thing which a soldier should know. A soldier has to train himself every day. Weapon is an integral part of a soldier, wherein it is very closely attached to him or her. Every day practicing and knowing about your specific weapon plays a pivotal role, which will be helpful in the face of war. So in our battalion, every week, every day, we are having firing practice. It is day firing and night firing.
Can you explain the importance of the positions here? Different.
Yeah. So see, since we are deployed in a counter-insurgency environment, so the positions which they practice during the firing practice plays a very important role. There are a total of 3 positions which are practiced. Firstly is a standing position, wherein a firer with the help of the shoulder cocks the gun and fire on the target. Similarly, second position is a kneeling position, wherein he kneels down on the ground and fires to the target in the front. And at last, there is a lying position. Lying position being the most stable position, which helps the firer to take a more comparatively stabilized shot as compared to kneeling and standing position.
The riflewomen are now in front of their targets, taking the records, the markings, reading the markings as how many rounds they have fired and how many of them has hit the target. They will come back and again report here to the firing officer on the number of rounds fired and the number of hits. We will also talk to the riflewomen on their experiences in the firing range and how they take their trainings.
Riflewomen share their experiences, challenges and triumphs of mastering their shooting skills. As they fire their AK-47s, as the range echoes with the surety of each bullet, each shot is fired with an unwavering resolve to protect and serve.
Riflewomen of Assam Rifles, they have the LMG beside them, and they have just returned from their target practice. Would like to get a first-hand account of what has been their experience. आप लोग अभी टारगेट प्रैक्टिस करते हुए नजर आए, कितने हिट हुआ?
हमें 5 राउंड का प्रैक्टिस मिला था, 5 में 5 हिट हुआ है।
5 में 5 हिट काफ़ी लाजवाब है। और हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि फायरिंग रेंज में प्रैक्टिस करने का कैसा अनुभव रहा है आपका?
बेसिकली तो देखा जाए तो ये सिविल से बहुत हटके है, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगता है इसका प्रैक्टिस करके।
सेफ्टी का भी काफ़ी ध्यान रखना पड़ता है जब लोग फायरिंग प्रैक्टिस में होते हैं, तो किन चीज़ों पर खास ध्यान रखते हैं आप लोग?
सबसे पहले तो फायरिंग के वक्त रिलैक्स पोजीशन होना चाहिए, रिलैक्स मसल होना चाहिए और टारगेट के सीध में बैरल होना चाहिए, जिससे हमारा निशाना परफेक्ट लगे।
ट्रेनिंग सेंटर में जब आप लोगों ने पहली बार आकर के रिक्रूटमेंट के बाद जब पहली बार हथियार से फायरिंग प्रैक्टिस किया, तब कैसा अनुभव रहा है?
फायरिंग का अलग से हमारा ट्रेनिंग होता है, वो सब में ही लाइफ एम्यूनेशन के साथ कराते हैं, तो हम बहुत एक्साइटेड थे पहली बार फायरिंग करने के लिए। तो बहुत अच्छा था एक्सपीरियंस ट्रेनिंग के समय, बहुत अच्छा लगा फायरिंग करके।
ट्रेनिंग के दौरान पहला गोली जब जिस दिन चलाया, कैसा लगा था?
बहुत तरह का वेपन से फायर किया है, जैसा अभी LMG है, इसका फायरिंग में इसका सपोर्ट भी मिलता है, इसमें पीछे बट प्लेट भी होता है जिससे कि इससे सपोर्ट मिलता है और फायरिंग भी अच्छा होता है।
ये राइफल वुमेन असम राइफल्स के हम लोगों के साथ उन्होंने अपना अनुभव साझा किया और हमें एक झलक उनके जीवन का दिया कि किस तरह से वो लोग फायरिंग प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, किस तरह से फायरिंग के जब पहली बार उन्होंने टारगेट प्रैक्टिस पर गोली चलाया, उस दिन उनका कैसा अनुभव रहा है।
Urban warfare drills are next, focusing on room intervention and hostage rescue.
In counter-insurgency operation, often we get to see that hostages are captured, hostages are being kept in some undisclosed locations or in some houses, and that is where it necessitates the move of the soldiers for hostage clearance or room intervention. This is a drill being carried out in order to train the efficiency of the riflewomen of Assam Rifles, as they are too deployed in counter-insurgency operations. They are cordoning the area. Here you can see they are cordoning of the area, which is one very important role as far as counter-insurgency operations are concerned. In Northeast, often ambushes are laid out by the militants or the rebel groups, and that is the reason why cordoning of the areas after an ambush or in order to strengthen the dominance of the security forces is necessitated.
Passing signals as they move forward, these scenarios prepare them for complexities of real-world operations, where precision and quick thinking are paramount.
We are approaching the location. The target house is here. You can see this is the house where the target is located and taking position. Here the riflewomen will now proceed further for clearance. The target house has been locked and keeping a vigil from behind. They are approaching the target, the location. The brave of the Assam Rifles can be seen taking positions, and they point their guns towards all the directions in order to ensure that no one can attack or carry out an ambush on them, because during room intervention it is very necessary to check all the doors and all the things, and they also use smoke bombs in order to ensure that if there is someone inside, then he or she cannot see, then they enter the rooms taking positions in a very skillful manner, whereas also keeping position outside. As they continue the operations, you can here see how they are clearing one after another room and taking position in order to clear the room and see if there is any hostage or terrorist inside the house, which has been a target house, and that is why they had to carry out this operation. Such drills are often carried out in the Assam Rifles in order to skill the riflemen with the ability to go for counter warfare, counter-insurgency operation in urban setups, which is very essential when it comes to counter-insurgency, not only in the northeast but also in the valley.
At noon, they return to the mess for lunch, a vital time to refuel. The menu is diverse, providing the energy they need for their demanding tasks. In the afternoon, the training continues with slithering practice, a skill essential in preparing them for heli-borne operations.
Now they are practicing for heli-borne operations. During heli-borne operations, the rifleman or riflewoman needs to slither down from the helicopter, and that is the reason why slithering practice is being carried out. The riflewoman and the rifleman as well undergo training of slithering practice, and as soon as they come down from the slithering platform which has been made here, they are taking position in the manner they are supposed to do when they will be carrying out heli-borne operations in real life, and that is the reason why they are doing all the drills that they will have to conduct while undergoing an operation.
The day culminates with the Battle Physical Efficiency Test, or BPET, a grueling assessment of their endurance and strength.
हमारे साथ राइफल वुमेन श्वेता जुड़े हुए हैं। श्वेता, हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे, आप लोग का जो नॉर्मल रूटीन होता है, हमने आज सुबह से हम देख रहे हैं, इसके साथ हर रोज़ एक पूरा रूटीन फॉलो करते हुए आप लोग अपना दिन गुजारते हैं यहाँ पर, तो क्या अनुभव रहा है आपका अब तक? आपका कितना महीना या कितना साल हो गया है असम राइफल्स में?
मेरी सर्विस 3 ईयर कंप्लीट हुई है। ऐसे बोले तो रूटीन तो बहुत ज़रूरी है लाइफ में, और हमारा यहाँ पे एवरीथिंग प्लान होता है पहले से, बिफोर 1 डे 2 डे कि नेक्स्ट डे क्या होना है, तो सब कुछ प्लान के अनुसार
उसी हिसाब से कार्रवाई करते हुए आप लोग जाते हैं। क्या कुछ मैसेज देना चाहेंगे घर में या फिर आपके दोस्तों को जो देख रहा है अभी?
मैं ये बताना चाहूँगी कि अच्छा है इधर, तो मतलब लड़कियों को सिविल में बस कुछ चीज़ें ही हम देख पाते हैं, उससे अच्छा है कि इधर आए। तो यहाँ तो असम राइफल्स में देखें तो ऑल इंडिया के लोग हैं, जो भी सोल्जर्स हैं साउथ से लेके जम्मू कश्मीर तक, तो हम सबसे मिलते हैं, तो सबका जो भी कल्चर है हम जान पाते हैं। ये एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है यहाँ पे।
As the sun sets, they retire to their barracks, their day a testament to their unyielding spirit.
Braving all the odds, life continues in the Assam Rifles, and here are the brave words of the Assam Rifles in the battle physical efficiency test. This is one of the very important aspects as they continue through the day, and basically the battle physical efficiency test is a routine affair in the Assam Rifles in order to keep themselves mentally and physically fit, in order to ensure that our borders are secure, in order to ensure that no intruders make their way into our motherland. and that is where the Assam Rifles stay alert 24/7 in the service of the nation. As the day ends, after the BPET, they will now proceed to their barracks and retire for the day before proceeding to the dining hall again at 6 in the evening to have their dinner and retire for the day in the barracks.
As we celebrate Independence Day, let us remember and honor the bravery and dedication of these rifle women of Assam Rifles. Their tireless efforts and unwavering courage safeguard our nation, making every day a testament to true heroism. They might come from different backgrounds, speak different languages, follow different cultures. However, they are united by a profound courage, unwavering resolve, and unbreakable sense of duty and patriotism. This is more than a routine. It is a journey of commitment and valor.
Political uproar and a lot of multiple political happenings are happening in Karnataka. Back-to-back meetings are happening regarding the permission given by the governor against for the prosecution of against the CM of Karnataka. So huge uproar about Muda scam is happening. And there was this huge Padayatra by BJP against Siddaramaiah regarding this Muda scam had also happened, and against that Congress conducted another Janandolana Samavesha to prove.
A very good evening, viewers. You're watching Republic TV and I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Lots of top stories lined up, from Champai Soren's big political move in the national capital to Justice for Abhaya campaign that continues to grow louder. We'll get you all the top stories. But first, let's take a look at the headlines.
We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice!
Clamor for justice grows as doctors and students come out to the streets demanding justice for Abhaya, but Mamta's cops lathi charge the protesters. Supreme Court takes up doctors' rape and murder case to hear the matter on Tuesday at 10:30 a.m.
सीएम अपने रास्ते में नाम उतार के जस्टिस मांगता है, फिर जो जनरल पब्लिक है उसमें जब जस्टिस मांगता है उसको बंद करने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे हैं। क्या इसके सब क्या बात है? हम लोग तो इसके लिए बहुत दुख आ गया।
Agri father of Abhaya speaks out, alleges that the entire department is behind the barbaric crime, slams Mamta Banerjee government over cover-up bid.
अपना निजी काम है, दिल्ली आना जाना होते रहता है। आज भी हम आए हैं, अभी हम जहां पर है वहीं पर है।
All eyes on Champai Soren as he, along with 20 plus MLAs, land in Delhi. Champai Soren
hints at a fresh start to his journey. He also slams the kind of treatment meted out towards him. Fresh spat breaks out between spokesperson of the Dalai Lama and the Chinese embassy, spars over reincarnation. Karnataka Congress announces statewide protest as governor grants sanction to prosecute Siddaramaiah in the Muda land scam case. Viewers, there was high drama outside the Salt Lake Stadium in West Bengal as Justice for Abhaya chorus continues to grow louder. Two teams that are rivals on the football pitch, that is Mohan Bagan and also the East Bengal Football Club, united in their protest against the rape and horror case that was witnessed in Kolkata. They demanded justice for Abhaya, but the Mamata Banerjee's